It's the Caleb Lee MTGO Show.
Hello, Time Walk. That's exciting. Too bad we can't get a frog too. And I'll be playing the RuneScape Dragon Wilds survival game on Friday with the great Amy the Amazonian and Voxy. It should be a fun little stream. Played with Amy a little bit last Friday, and she was a blast to play with, and seemed very, very good at those survival games, crafting and such. And I was very new to them, so that was very helpful. And then after we play for a few hours, I might jam some more Once Upon a Galaxy like last week. If some other shiny new game doesn't catch my eye. What do we pair with a Time Walk here? The Crucible is almost interesting to me. Volcanic Island isn't crazy in a pack this week. I do want to be blue-green if I can, though. Green's got a lot of ways of rebuying a Time Walk. Dak is interesting. Dak would have been a great follow-up to that Volcanic Island. With the Crucible effect, I kind of want to grab Titanium. Some kind of land matter recursion thing going on. Well, there's a breeding pool. Ren and 6 can eventually flash back a Time Walk. It can rebuy a time. Retrace, huh? Retrace, even better. I'm gonna grab this here breeding pool, though. I think this is the lane I'm trying to sculpt out. Badagaboosh thinks that 98 months. What is soup? Soup is a meal that's mostly liquid, and you eat it out of a bowl. If you eat said meal out of a mug or a cup, then that's a smoothie. Oh shit! What up? Hey Avenger, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 34 months there, and thanks for the luck. What's a sandwich? A sandwich is an item that you eat like a sandwich. If you eat it like this. Eat it like that, that's a sandwich. Pizza sandwich, totally a sandwich. So Snapcaster is a way of rebuying Time Walk, but it's not my favorite way because it exiles it. I would prefer ways to rebuy Walk over and over again. Could still be worth running. I think I'm going to grab this Wooded Foothills because that pairs really well with these cards. Tireless Tracker, Probe. Let's grab Tracker. Getting a very classic style of deck together here. A harmonica is a sandwich. Do you eat harmonicas, Hobo Masterman? Is that what you're suggesting? Because my definition was if you eat it like that, and you are from that saying that I claimed that a harmonica is the sandwich. So I think you're very confused about what is food. That sounds very painful to me. Ooh, Time Warp. Time Warp and Time Walk. If I was a hot dog, would I get myself? You're damn right I would. I go back for seconds. Little Nature's Lore in here. A little ramp. Is ass a sandwich? Certainly could. Certainly could be. Hey, sup, Ainvarm. Yeah, cheers, Sprinkles. Oh yeah, tacos are sandwiches for sure. Oh yeah, Scrap Silver. Throw Canker Bloom in the sideboard. The picks are really trying to get me to play red this draft, Little Loco action, huh? Little Loco action. Yeah, certainly not like a synergy card here, but, you know, if you're taking extra card turns anyway. Mystical Tutor for Time Walk would be good. We have the Time Walk and the Warp, though. We should get them naturally a lot of the time. I think I would take Mystical over Lorien Revealed if Yoko wasn't in the pack. And I like Esca's Chariot a lot. It can certainly fit this sort of shell. Take an extra turn, get an extra cat. It's just a little bit worse than the other options currently. My screen just froze. Trying to restart. I need to restart. I'll be right back. Hope I get that fucking Oko. Required update for Magic the Gathering Online. Okay. That's a thing, I suppose. And there's all 500 megabytes. That's like the slowest it's ever updated. I mean, it's slow firing up. Interesting. You think someone fucked up at daybreak? Yeah, possible. No, I clicked the stupid X instead of scrolling down to accept the license agreement. Okay. Now we're back in. All right, Hunter 2. Come on, give me my draft. I liked how that was going. Okay, we got the Yoko, and the second pack had a 1 ring. Really hoping that Tamio wheels, huh? Wow, we just got back in the nick, huh? There were like only a few seconds left on that pick. I'm gonna grab this Tamio, because this Tamio can also rebuy Time Walk. And I am not very creative. Looking at that Chrome Mox, thinking about, like, you know, everything else in the pack. Preordained, Metamorph, Mindstalk, Shelduck Isles, Sylvan Caryatid. All those would make sense here. I think I like the Chrome Mox, though. The thing about Chrome Mox is, like, yeah, pitching a card is a huge cost. But so many cards in Magic these days just, like, spit out cards constantly. Just give you this, like, sea of card advantage. So I feel like the cost of Chrome Mox is lowering. And I've kind of always loved the card. But the best things to Chrome Mox out are cards that give you that value. Like, immediately replace themselves for the card disadvantage. Stuff like Planeswalkers, right? You play a Planeswalker a turn sooner. You get another activation. You get, like, another bit of value out of it. Play Dark Confident a turn sooner. Dark Confident draws you an extra card. Interesting. I guess I'm on Jace here. Pretty good with Time Walk and Time Warp, huh? Lady Johnny going around. I'm going to take this Bristly Bill. We do have some Land Matters cards with the Crucible and the Titanium. That should play well with Bill. Kind of not my pack, huh? Hey, Mystical Tutor came back. I dig it. I dig it here. Tamio did wheel. Yeah, one of the nice things about being in walks is that Tamio almost always wheels. We took the Oko, so other people aren't in blue-green. We took the Breeding Pool in pack 1, so people weren't tempted to be in blue-green. Now you can rely on Tamio wheeling, Tamio being the best card in your Time Warp deck. Love it. You wish you could buy iced tea locally that isn't stuffed to the gills with sugar. Yeah. I really liked Reclaimer here. I really liked that Liquid Death stuff that I was drinking a shitload of. And it was lower sugar, which is nice. But in the low carb diet, and when I'm ketoing, it's just like still too many carbs. We do have this Pure Leaf thing, which I don't like as much. The plastic bottles are a big turnoff for me. If they served this fucking iced tea in an aluminum bottle, I'd be so much happier. Just like less plastic around. I'm sick of plastic everywhere. My mom used to complain about plastic all the time. Maybe I'm turning into my mom. Oh no. I'm going to take the Mox Jet. It's a slightly better card than a Windswept Heath, even though Windswept Heath pairs well with Titanium and such. Sick of all this plastic in my balls, exactly. Microplastic to the fucking gills here. I wonder if that Guy's Cradle could work. I've had some like really atrocious Gaea's Cradle decks lately. Like they looked like they would play well on paper, and then all my things died, and it was just like a terrible land. But then you have those games where Cradle is just like tapping to activate Bill by itself, and everything's awesome. We got the Myco Spawn to grab it. You know, it's like a nod in its favor. The Springheart Nintuku could play pretty well in this deck. If we snagged an Eternal Witness, then Nintuku could give me infinite turns. Be a nice little thing. I think with the Reclaimer and the Spawn, I should just be grabbing the Cradle. And then we can grab a Mana Dork or two, sure. So the Hedge Maze would be a really nice pickup. I think I'm going to do that, and then hope that the Storm Chaser's talent wheels. Other blue mages will probably be more attracted to the Force of Negation. If there's two blue mages, though, they might just, like, snag both. That's probably okay. Time Walk's your favorite card to build around? Mine too, Yavanko. You read a study that found many of its participants had enough plastic in their brain to make a disposable spoon? Jesus Christ. So I'm going to grab Uro here. Uro plays very well with the Tameo uptick. Finds the Uro and fills up the graveyard at the same time. That Exploration's tempting. So True Name could be a way to brick opponents and then kill them once we start taking extra turns. I do like Lotus Cobra in this shell quite a bit. Could put Stern Scolding in the sideboard. That's alright. Is this a 3-0 deck? I hope so. Certainly looks good on paper. I've had some decks recently that looked very good on paper get busted up, though. I think it's been like 3 or 4 streams since a trophy. Yesterday was all 2-in-1, so not a quote-unquote losing stream, but winning every once in a while would be nice. Hey, Burnt Bison, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 24 months there, the 2 years. Do I still play Pro Tours? No, I haven't played a Pro Tour in a minute. I've played in a couple of regional champs. But I only play in RCQs like every other season or something like that. It's like kind of when I can make the time for it. It's not a huge priority. So the fact that I've even gone to a couple is pretty good. Yeah, Lutri, usually not that high of a pick for me, and the Generosent would help the mana base quite a bit, but the fact that we've got Time Warp and Time Walk here means Lutri is going to be a little bit better than usual. Ooh, a Hex Drinker. That's another one that can just, like, similar to True Name, kind of regardless of what the opponent's board state looks like, once you start taking extra turns, they can just win, right? Whatever the opponent's doing. Also a cool thing to do with Gaea's Cradle mana. I like an Otawara. Right, no Holmes. Vintage Cube is one of the more high variance formats of all time. So sometimes you go on hot streak, sometimes you go on a cold streak, and it's like very difficult to tell if you're misbuilding or just sort of running bad and such. Nice, the talent wheel. I think I like I like Fanatic of Ronas a lot. Gonna be another dork for the Gaea's Cradle, but I guess Storm Chaser's Talent also is a creature for Gaea's Cradle, and then again, it's another way of rebuying our Time Warp and Time Walk. We're gonna take a lot of turns with this deck. Looking forward to that. Do I feel this iteration favors combo, aggro, control, etc.? Well, the cube is gonna be getting more aggro with time. The new threats get better and better. Whereas it's like pretty rare that a new combo gets added to the cube, or a new control tool is like enough. Yeah, so I don't quite like the Crucible. The Titania only has a single fetch too. It's a little unfortunate. I might just be cutting those cards. Then Lutri is going to be in the sideboard. Yeah, we needed Zernorb, huh? Zernorb would have been good. The good news is we've got cards we can replace those with. I think the Brain Surge makes sense. We have a Shuffle Effect or two. Mystical Tutor in our fetch land. And then I guess I'm playing Jace. Jace. And then maybe our little critters here. Which I like in the sideboard, but they're not bad in the main deck as well. At the very worst, they're here, making the Gaia's Cradle look a little better. Hey, Sprinkles, thanks for gifting a sub to Ainvar87. Thanks, Sprinkles, very kind. Could play 18 lands. I was kind of hoping that Exploration would wheel. Yeah, let's actually do 18 mana sources and cut Kinkerbloom. So this is like 10-ish green, 9-ish blue. That's probably fine, because we got Noble Hierarch and Nature's Lore, both converting green mana to blue mana. And I was counting Gaia's Cradle, which, you know, can be a theme. You love Simic? I also love Simic. Bloom. I'm going to pop Lutri out so I don't forget about him. I do that sometimes. Man, having to mulligan a Time Walk hand. I guess I just keep this. Pretty fucking slow hand. A little Black Lotus action. Hopefully their Black Lotus deck is as bad as mine was in that last draft. I've drafted a lot of Black Lotuses lately, and it has not actually helped my win rate much. It looks like they're on a mold of 5 when chat gets one guide by a streamer. So the notation for the colors white, blue, black, red, green is used a lot, and people very often put in a B for blue because it makes sense to them. You know, blue starts with B, but it's wrong because B is for black. Not a big deal. You know, people like typically know what you mean, but it can be confusing if you're initiating a conversation and such. So I try to correct people. That's not like an insulting thing. I hate to be the actually or whatever. But I've definitely had some very confusing conversations because I didn't know what colors my opponent, the other person was actually talking about. Yeah, turn 1 Lily is good. True Name, hey, that's a strong one. Resolves, okay, we can get the True Name down a turn early at least, which won't stop the Lilia from attacking, but it will stop me from taking damage. Bristly Bill and True Name's interesting. Good luck, Spawn. Good luck with your local election. Minsk and Boo. Their deck's kind of terrifying, huh? This is a much better Black Lotus deck than the one I was just playing. Power out on Minsk and Boo. I wonder if I should be playing the Jace. I wonder if playing Jace makes more sense here than getting Bill rolling. You love Bristly Bill? Me too. I mean, if I get to untap with everything, then the True Name goes up to 2 counters, and I activate Bill, it goes up to 4 counters, and then it'll be a 7/7, which is enough. It's tempting to just try and trade with Lilia, huh? We got off kind of lucky there. Lilia got some damage in, but over 3 attacks, they only got like a single land. Or 4 attacks, I guess. They only got a single land. Oh, interesting. So that was their source of red mana, so they couldn't kill the Bill mid-combat because they couldn't play the land yet. I'm going to target myself, of course. We do have an Uro in there somewhere. And I guess we can attack. Why not? Next turn, if we don't do anything, if we don't draw anything interesting, we can put Lutri to hand for future extra turns and run this tracker out, maybe. While they were in this game. I mean, we drew a Time Walk, which bought me some time, And the opponent did mull to 5 on the play, to be clear. Black Lotus Lelia, still a terrifying start, but it's not crazy. I don't think it's crazy that we're in this. The song's a banger. I'm not sure I'm familiar. Well, this thing rebuys the Black Lotus, so I'm going to be tilted. They did not. Okay, phew. Oh, they attacked me. Interesting. I don't know if targeting me or the Jace is more correct. We don't know what their hand is, right? If they have a Fiery Confluence, dealing me to 3 damage might be just like... We've got some blockers, but I'm gonna leave True Name back anyway. Could be real fucking wrong. At some point, we're gonna draw that One Ring card. And I'm gonna want to switch it back to Lord of the Rings metal. Yeah, similar to a Fiery Confluence, So the Jace will hopefully find me an Uro sooner rather than later. Tamio getting milled, bummer. So they have the cards in the graveyard for Tirsa to rebuy something. I'm wondering what they could rebuy that would make it worth sacrificing the Tirsa. Red and 6 would be worth a single point of damage. I think they're hoping that I kill it in combat so that the Tirsa can threaten to rebuy it. How much mana do we get? Plenty, right? Oh shit, what up? Hey Lunica, thanks for the 85 months there. Happy cubiting. You played 9 different cubes last weekend. You ready to watch stream 9 of my own? Hell yeah. Ready to watch me stream 9 of my own. 9 different cubes. I certainly don't have 9 cubes lined up. That sounds like a blast, though. I'm pretty excited about the barbecue that's coming up. Gonna be happening in Milwaukee. I should actually, I'm talking about it. I should actually plug that real quick. Get the deets up on screen. So I'm gonna be the featured player of the barbecue hosted by the Mana Vault. Saturday, June 14th. If you're in the area and you want to play a bunch of sweet cubes, I can personally vouch for like half of these. and some of them are like my very favorite. The old border foil, the old school one. Both of those I've drafted before, and they're like very high on my ranking. I put the Vistas Unventured high in the ranking too because I thought it looked sweet. Anyway, it's all the info is here. $65 entry. It's like half a 5K in prizes, 8 unique cubes, and then in the top 8 we're gonna be drafting the mono red cube, which I've also drafted and love. I will post this link in the chat in case people want to check it out. Am I responsible for the barbecuing? I am not. I will say Milwaukee has some pretty good barbecue. I don't know what their plan is exactly, but in terms of the rest of Wisconsin, it's not doing bad. Oh, I meant to cast this One Ring in my second main. Hell yeah, Deverak. I think I will. I think I will have a blast. Oh, they're activating the old Shifting Woodland, huh? Sure. Good to see my tracker. Why second main? Because they might block differently with Tursa if they know that I have protection. Also should have played this Wooded Foothills out, huh? Get one more clue. That's alright. At the end of the day, we're at 4 with protection from everything. They're at 2 life, and we have 2 creatures that have protection from everything, so they basically need like yeah, not a mountain hum. They would have needed like a burst lightning or a fire blast or something to get me here. Oh, maybe a those 2 ways of fogging the ring, the fucking questing beast or giant. Maybe I played into those, huh? Those off the top. I could flash in Lutri as a blocker, but that probably wouldn't be enough, huh? Maybe I should have left Microspawn back or something. Could have like just served with the true name with the protection creatures, and it still would have been a 2-turn clock. I think I like that better in retrospect. Fire Confluence. It doesn't matter if it targets. It deals damage. I have protection from damage. I think it targets artifacts, but not your opponents. Almost want to sneak that Shadow Spear in here. Throw it on a true name. If I didn't attack, I could present win with Jace in the following turn. It's like draw 7, right? I thought I had more cards in my library than that. I liked the attacking. I liked attacking and just killing them. Plus bringing clues. Right, so ring, if you want to activate it, you're taking a damage from it. You can get 3 cards. And like 3 cards out of clues. Are you saying I had like 14 cards in my library? 10 cards, cool. Yeah, losing Bill is painful. But if you imprint the Microspawn, it doesn't tap for anything. Because it's colorless. Hello. That's not a bad turn 2 play. Sure, Expedition map. If you don't set up to kill with damage, though, and they find a way of interacting with your Planeswalker, then you could be giving them more turns. And it seems like there's a lot of ways to interact with a Planeswalker, right? Some Galvanic Blast nonsense. I think I'm just going to warp. Maybe bad. Maybe I should be trying to warp post-Oko. This way I get to Microspawn into the Oko, though. With the extra land drop. I think I like that. We're gonna grab Gaia's Cradle. Grabbing a fetch to use later with a... with a Landfall Critter also could have made sense. And the nice thing about a fetch is it does put another card in the graveyard for Uro. I like the Cradle because it like doesn't really have a downside with the Yavimaya here, but in retrospect, I think I should have grabbed the fetch there. The Uro in the graveyard, and then the Sowing Microspawn adds like could add 2 cards to the bin. I think the Oko is going to turn Mox Jet into a 3/3 and give them like one more thing that they have to chew through and one more card in the graveyard. I think that's my route to victory this game. Oko probably should have made the Mox Jet a 3/3 last turn. Instead of making a clue. Sure. I know I just said I was going to turn the Mox Jet into a 3/3, but I'm like reconsidering. If I make the food token, then I can put Lucher to hand and play it this turn. Does prevent me from having Keynote activation. I think that's fine. I don't really want to exile my graveyard anyway. Even to make a 7/7, I don't think. Elk the Cub. Elking the Cub prevents it from getting like a +1/+1 this turn. Elkoing my own things gives me a 3/3. What's your target, friend? I think they have Ren in 6 or something, so exiling more lands from their graveyard is pretty good. And like 2 more things. Well, there's one. Too bad the hedge maze. Oh, I can copy that with a loot tree. I think I'm gonna do that. Why not, huh? Thin the deck a little bit. Not as cool as copying a Time Walk, but what is, right? Could get very punished for not Okoing the Titanium. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Delicious Weenies. Thanks for the 3 months. Appreciate you. I do exile the Time Warp from my graveyard. Hopefully that's not a big deal. If I really cared about it, then I could have double blocked just to get like one more thing in the bin. I think that's just lethal. They have Pyrokinesis specifically. They can kill one of my 3/3s and the double striker. And then they take 3, go to 13. And then we would deal them another 10. They'd go to, yeah. So Pyrokinesis would save them, but that's pretty much the only thing, huh? Looks like a keep to me. Kind of tempting to Oko their fucking birds. I did think a little bit about playing the island this turn instead of cracking fetching for breeding pool, with the idea that we could get hedge maze later. Yeah, Alkin the Bird's very tempting. I'm not gonna, but I could see doing it for sure. And then leaving Bill Bank. Vista, huh? More than one color going on over there. No, my bill! I really want to swap Oko, like Oko swap, like give him a food token or something, but we want to keep on upticking this loyalty. Do one of those stupid intuitive plays. Flood the board a little bit. Oh yeah, do I want to serve? I think so. Just talking to myself there. Voice of my thoughts out loud. I had a viewer get confused once. Well, I was asking chat. Nope. Well, that'll answer my Oko. It's not bad. This can only get spells, right? Oh. I'm just gonna straight up crack this clue now. Hello. So there's some decision making to be made with this Reclaimer, whether I want to get another blue source to potentially Lutri Time Walk, or if I just want to get Gaia's Cradle. I think I'm just getting Gaia's Cradle here. We'll see what the opponent does. One issue with getting another blue source is then you're not time walking next turn, right? You're taking even more time. I've been enjoying this album, but I want to get back to my Lord of the Rings metal. I want to play their new album that I haven't heard anything off of. Be an embarrassing ass Mana Tithe, huh? Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Fate1316, thanks the 99 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I would Time Walk here, crack both Clue tokens, and that'll flip Tameo, and then uptick Tameo. And then on the Time Walk turn, Tameo would be able to downtick on the Time Walk and rebuy it another time. We also have Otawara to bounce their like single blocker, and that would pump the elf by putting a third land in the graveyard. So plenty of damage here, huh? Plenty of damage, plenty of turns. Think about Stern Scolding over Curator. I do like that Curator's Creature for Cradle though. Could Lutri Time Walk? I could, but I could do that after with the Tameo turn too. Could do that with a flipped Tameo. Where's this band from? Battle Lore? I'm not sure where they're from. I wouldn't be surprised if they were European, yeah. Finnish. Everyone's shocked. Finland putting out a good metal band. That's only happened hundreds of times. No, my elf. Oh, that hurts. You hope Sir Barrington's enjoying his time off? Yeah, he's having a nice lie down. Strange that they're one of the more happiest countries. Finland? Yeah, I mean, I don't think metal makes most of its listeners angry. There's a land drops here. It's kind of a bummer. Trying to struggle something together. Yeah, I just don't see it. Too many missed land drops in a row. I think the Minstas has me. Yeah, this turn scolding gets a little bit more interesting on the play. Could snag their turn one dork. What flavor is Caleb's voice? Sassafras. Because of all the sass. You're sad you don't understand Finnish to understand their music better? I mean, the earlier album we were listening to was all English. All Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, the track is titled Chambers of Fire. I don't know. You also don't speak English. That's fair. Oh, you're talking about Heavy Saurus. I'm sorry, Freeman. Yeah, I don't think I don't think that band takes a lot of understanding. They're pretty straightforward in my opinion. That band is all Dino Love. Very fun, very kid-friendly metal. Can almost full level the Hex Drinker next turn. We're a mana short. Hello. Oh, the Hex Drinker could have served last turn with Exalted. I mean, they could have double blocked, but there's no way they'd do that, right? I'm going to uptick and name Time Warp. That'd be a sick hit here. Oh, that's cool as shit. Aaron Jagerbomb. You spend a few weeks each year living in the woods at a Buddhist retreat. Very cool. Opponent did a rough one there. Yeah, I mean, my fucking draw was nuts, right? All came together pretty nicely and pretty clean. We keep on having the early Oko with the time walks, too. People compare Time Walk to Explore a lot, like jokingly, but it's like if you had a 0-mana Explore, like 0 mana, because you're untapping your lands, right? That would still be like one of the literal best cards in the game. It's not. Oh man, I was hoping for a land. Oh, I was gonna Brain Surge, but maybe just like playing Noble Hierarch and double mapping it is better. Nice. So the Brain Surge would have hit that forest, and then I could have played the Noble Hierarch. But if we had like multiple bricks on top, could have been rough. Got some options here, huh? I could Storm Chasers and rebuy the Time Walk. I could also play the One Ring and the Storm Chasers. I kind of like that line best. The One Ring is its own self-clock, though. Like, we already played the Odawara. That's our one way of resetting it. The Oko's in the bin. We do have ways of rebuying Oko. Could come up. Missing another land drop here. Unfortunate. You have the concepts of a stip. What are you thinking, Labouge? Goblin Cleaver. And I think we're going to be taking a lot of turns after this. Depending on what the opponent does. But this seems pretty good. We got Storm Chaser's talent. We got Lutri. We got a Time Warp in hand. People who think 42 is the meaning of life. Yeah, 42 was like the answer to like the most important question or something, right? Like, but then the bit was that we didn't know what the question was. Oh, I just saw Fate 1316's resub message. 19-month resub. Hell yeah, Fate. That's a long time. That's a lot of months. Fate says, be sure to send Sir Barrington his cut. Will do. I'll buy Sir Barrington a drink for sure. Yeah, 99. I might have misspoken, Fate. But that's what I was saying. It was a lot of months. 99 is a lot of months. I say the wrong word all the fucking time. I wonder, I mean, maybe it's just that I'm streaming all the time. Like, most people who got, like, recorded talking constantly, like, more of their vocal errors would get drawn out, maybe. Or maybe that's copium on my part. Hmm. So I'm not playing these turns perfectly or anything like that. At a certain point when you're ahead enough, it's like you should just be happy that you're playing them well enough to like execute the win, as opposed to like min-maxing every single little land drop or whatever. Oh shit, what up? Hey JK Loader, thanks for 70 months there. Looks like a fun deck. Is a fun deck, yeah. We have two extra turns already lined up after this, and then the Tameo is worth an extra turn, and the other Tameo is also worth an extra turn. Which means I think we can just fucking get to a Jace win here. Which is kind of cool, kind of clean. So if I want to rebuy Uro, taking this many turns in a row should be illegalized. Yeah, maybe. I'm glad it's not, though. One more after this one? I think I have two more after this one. But I really don't think it matters. Yeah, it was just like dead on board. Could have gone for the Jace win. Would have taken about the same amount of time. Maybe less, huh? Because you're just activating the ring and then activating ring. How about that Time Walk card? Pretty good card, huh? Yeah, there's not a counter that tells you how many extra turns you have. You can go back through your log if you're uncertain and count them all up, but that can be pretty time intensive. My trick is I keep track. I keep track when I'm going, and then just always get it right. Had some beautiful games with this deck. Hope they continue here. I'd certainly rather have Bill Swords than Tameo. My little doggo coming in. Kind of brutal here. My Chrome Max. You could imprint, and then if you hit a land, you get to play one ring, but if you whiff on the land, it's so bad. So I'm just gonna attack. Sure. Yeah, the issue is if you Oko the Chrome Mox, then the Philia just turns it back into a Chrome Mox. Could Oko the Philia, but then they just clear the Oko, and you pump their board. Fuck. Ring costs 4 mana. I have 3 mana here. Crack this clue, hit a land, and play the time walk off that. Nope, gonna concede. But that would have helped me like get up to take your extra turn, play the One Ring type deal, and then with the One Ring cards an extra turn, maybe get Tamiyo to get back time walk and get a chain going. Would have been dicey, but you know, might have been a line there. We got Curator for scolding on the play here. This game 3 of the finals. Oh shit, I guess I keep. The Zan might do fuck ass nothing. We'll see. Yeah, that was the concern. Hey, hot diggity. There is always that too, right? Like the risk is they burn the Tamiyo and you don't have any mana. But then in some games they don't kill the Tamiyo and your Cradle taps. And then in other games they kill the Tamiyo and you just like rip a green source anyway. Or a blue spell so you can do something with your turn, etc. I like getting the Oko rolling. I also kind of like playing this Myco Spawn out. Both good lines, I think. This deck is not there's no colorless for Myco Spawn. Myco Spawn's helping with land drops, and it tears up Gaia's Cradle. But it's good with the landfall cards. Well, that Stern Scolding would have been very good before now, huh? Just mapping onto the Caryatid could have been good. Maybe I was supposed to play out the Tracker, get a single clue, and then map onto the Caryatid, make it attacking with Ocelot Pride awkward here. But they're just gonna like resolve a thing, right? Like Guided Souls also triggers the Ocelot Pride. Tapped land. Well, yeah, it's awkward. Now they can jump the Pride. I think I just cracked Clue. Just pass. The Zerdedeck Scrubadub Daiko. My opponent's Headliner Scarlet always looks so fucking good. And mine always looks so bad. So how much damage is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then they get a Guide of Souls, so it's 16 damage. I guess I cracked this food token. Probably getting some real nice pressure here. We really need a time walk. Take a few turns. The Stern Scolding was pretty rancid for me, like usual. It would have been great if it got caught the Pride or the Guide of Souls, though. It just didn't show up in time. Putting cracking some treasure. Hey, there we go. Well, and of course we have this Lutri, so this is actually 2 turns. Right? Yeah, we have exactly. Five mana. Absenting my tracker. That does make my extra turns a lot worse. Because the tracker would have drawn me into more turns for sure. We still have a map token and a clue here. So we have 1 turn floating. I'm going to map onto Lutri, I think. Storm Chaser's talent. I want that. Could play the Time Walk now. I'm actually going to wait until next turn when I fully level the Storm Chasers. I do not consider Lutri a very high pick. It's very good in the deck that I'm playing right now. It's like kind of medium in most decks. Not worth taking over like a quality fixer that's going to like make your deck a lot smoother and like get you to do your game A plan. But if you've got Time Walk and Time Warp in your deck, it's absurd, right? Yeah, it's good if you've got pitch spells too. If you've got like Fury and stuff, and or Pyrokinesis, and you want to have a card to pitch to it. But typically, I don't think you should be taking it very highly. Like in the 6 to 10 range. I'm not currently planning on playing any Magicons, no. I kind of wonder if Jace should have flashback Mystical Tutor to get Time Warp, and then in my extra turn I draw that. But then I wouldn't have drawn this Tameo Hum. I have 1 extra turn after this, right? I think that's true. I was very confident when I said that I always keep track earlier. Nice. Yeah, opponent was keeping track too. So the Hexdrinker gets full leveled, and then the Jace Vryn's Prodigy upticks. So we attack there, and then on the extra turn we time warp again, and then the Jace down ticks for the last time warp there, and yeah, plenty of damage, huh? Opponent was starting at like 30 something life, and it's like, all right, sure, 30 life's no problem. We'll just take all the turns, literally all of them. Quite the deck. Quite the deck. Yeah, the finals opponent was certainly had a finals opponent deck too.